In this lesson, we're going to be animating the entrance of the flag. Okay, so let's come over here to our Deep Dish Layers folder and grab our two flag files, and we'll drop them on top of our pizza. And you can see they come in really, really small. So let's see what the scale is for our pizza and scale those up a bit. So select the pizza, hit the S key, and that looks like that's at 233.9. So I can grab both of the flag layers, hit the S key, and we'll plug in that same value. Okay, and when it's scaled up that much, we definitely need to turn on our continuously rasterize switch to make that look crisp again. And let's just kind of place this where we can see kind of how that's lining up. Great. And then for this to really start to work for me, I think it's going to be easier just to pre-compose those two layers together. So we just have one flag layer that we're dealing with, but I do have those separated for a reason. So don't feel like, well, you know, why didn't we just bring it in as the flag as one file? There is a reason for that, which we'll see in a little bit. So let's go ahead and pre-comp those. Select them both, hit Control-Shift-C. We'll just call this flag. And then let's go into our flag comp and crop it so this isn't so large. So I'll just grab my region of interest, make a little box around the flag, and go to Composition, Crop Comp to Region of Interest. And then let's figure out where we want this flag to enter our scene. We want to give it a little bit of time to kind of sink in that that big piece of pizza has just crushed the city, and then we'll have the flag come in. So probably right in here around 121. And because we gave our pizza about 8 frames to enter, let's cut that in half since the flag isn't coming down into the shot quite so far. So I'll just go about 4 frames forward from there, hitting page down 4 times. I'll select the flag and hit the P key to set a position keyframe there, 4 frames into that layer. And then we'll come back to the beginning and just pull it up holding shift so that it goes in a straight line and pull it right out of the top of that comp. Great. Okay, so let's turn on our motion blur, and that looks pretty good there. And then let's go ahead and we'll come in here and mess with our graph editor a little bit. So let's grab that graph editor. Select our position, and if we want to be able to play around with the handles, we'll have to separate our dimensions, which means that we don't really need our X position since it doesn't change over time. We're only moving in the Y, so I can come over here, deselect, then select the X and turn off that stopwatch. Then with the Y position selected, we can just come in and grab that first keyframe and pull that over here, holding shift to pull that handle straight out to the side. And that's going to make it go a little bit slower at the beginning and then smash. There it is. Okay, that looks great. Now let's add a little bit of rotation to this to make it look like it's kind of wavering once it's stuck into this big piece of pizza. And one of the things that we haven't taken care of yet is that if I want to start messing around with the rotation of the flag, I'll select it and hit the R key. It's going to be rotating from the middle instead of here at the bottom. And that's really annoying if you've come in and already added some position keys. Now, we haven't really done a lot for our position keys as far as we've really only set 2 of them. So you could undo that and change the anchor point, or there's another method that you can do, which I like to do sometimes to save some time. So I'm just going to undo that little rotation I added. Take a look at my position keys. So I'll select it, hit the U key, and what I'll do is I'll actually trim the layer at the last position key. So select it and hit Control-Shift-D. And what that happens is it splits the layer in between. Now there's no position keys. Now there are position keys on this layer for where that happens. So if I select it and hit the U key, you can see that the Y position is visible here, but we can just turn it off because it happens before while we're still using this other split part of the layer. And then you can move your anchor point anywhere you want for this other piece. So I can just come down, grab my pan behind anchor point tool, place that where I want the flag to rotate from, and then start adding my rotation key. So I'll select the flag, hit the R key, set a rotation key, and let's go forward about 2 frames. And basically, this is going to be kind of a different way of rotating it to make it look like it's kind of sinking down. So it's never going to really go back to the left. It's always going to be going a little bit further to the right. So it's almost like it's seesawing its way down. So this is a different way to look at it. So we'll go from 0 to 6. And then instead of going back to 0, we'll go to 3. So it goes halfway back to the other one. And then we'll add, let's do 3 more to 6. So 3 more to 6 would be 9. Okay, so I'll hit the 0 key and kind of let you look at what that looks like. So you can kind of see what I mean when I say it's seesawing its way down. Now that might not be enough time in between, and it also probably needs some easy ease. So you can select them and hit F9 to easy ease, or go through your keyframe assistant. And let's also hold the Alt key down and give that a little bit longer to do its thing. I'll run preview again. And I think that maybe on this last one for the 9, we could give that one a little bit more time so it's slower. Maybe not quite that long. Great. Okay, so that's looking really good. I'm happy with the way that flag is coming in. And now what I want to do is actually add an effect that's going to make this flag look like it's waving. So let's come back in the next lesson and we'll add the effect to the inside of our flag comp, just to this flag part, to make it feel like there's a little bit of a breeze blowing.